Hey guys, this is June again. Welcome to Wine Verdict. Behind me is the office of the Buehler's Vineyards here in Napa Valley. So it is my last visit here in Napa. I can't believe it's already been 5 days. I wish I can be here a lot longer. However, we're gonna meet with John, the boss. We're gonna talk about the wine, we're gonna talk about the wine philosophy he has, and I'm excited to taste their wines. Shall I begin? We're here today with
John Buehler.
Mr. John Buehler, owner and winemaker.
Well, technically the bank owns it, and I have a winemaker that's been here for 30 years, so I'm just the facilities manager. I take out the garbage and turn off the lights.
That's awesome. So, how has it been like to live in other side of the Napa, technically, over the mountain? And then I just want to hear your life experience,
Well, it's a very different world than it was 50 years ago when I first arrived. So back in the day in 1970, the number one cash crop in Napa was cattle, beef and dairy. Number two was prunes or walnuts, depending on the year. And wine grapes were a distant fourth, actually. So wine industry has never recovered from Prohibition, and wine was kind of considered to be an ethnic beverage. But so all that has changed now, and now it's the gentrification of the Napa Valley. But when I got here, St. Helena, a small town, less than 1,000 people, everybody knew everybody if they weren't already related to each other. And it was very blue collar. If you didn't live and work in St. Helena, you commuted to Mare Island and Vallejo to the Naval Shipyard, or you worked at Napa State Hospital, or you worked at Kaiser Steel on the river. So
Buehler on its own, it's relatively difficult to find in wine stores. Depends on the location.
Yeah.
But at least for Las Vegas, about a year ago, I was able to find one. And then that's how I first approached it, because my wife and I, we do a lot of blind tasting, and when we're looking through the Napa Valley section, this one was like under new arrival category that we'd never seen before. And then we gave it a try, and since then, I've basically fell in love with it.
Well,
because I love the purity, I love the grape, dense core red fruit, and then most importantly, I didn't see much overly oaked or manipulation going on like some of the other vineyards in Napa Valley. So
with less intervention. And
so on that sense, what's your a core philosophy when it comes to your own winemaking?
That's probably a question better asked to the winemaker, but he's been with me for 30 years, so we have a like kind of taste. Just everything in moderation, nothing to excess. You mentioned over manipulation. We really do try to stay the course and make the fruit the focal point of our wines, and rather than masking it with oak and alcohol. So, but I'll let you be the judge.
What are we drinking?
Well, I feel compelled to tell you, June, that's white wine. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think you knew that already. This is Russian River Chardonnay. Mm-hmm. So once again, it's not oak and butter. It's fruit forward. And this is the 18. This is actually the tail end of the 18. And
tropical, melon, apple, a little bit of citrusy. Mm-hmm. It's lovely.
All the above.
Yeah.
The other thing I think that sets us apart from at least the Napa Valley is we've really tried to maintain a great price-quality relationship.
Yes. So
that our most expensive wine is, you haven't had it, you will. I think will be $70 in a world of $100, $200, and $300 bottles of wine. So we like to think we price to production, not perception.
Yeah, lately, especially with Chards, I've seen a lot of vineyards doing way too much mallow or oak, and your fruit just kind of disappears.
Yeah. Well, they're over manipulated.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some people think that's what Chardonnay is supposed to taste like. But I think the pendulum's swinging back to people that would rather have wines that aren't overly oaked or have that kind of that almost rancid butter.
Yeah.
Malolactic mouthfeel. So this is a blend of Valley Flora and Mountain Grown. Our contribution is about 10% of what's in this bottle.
Thank you.
So you said you had the 17 Napa? This is the 18?
No, I had a 16 Napa.
Oh, 16. All
yeah.
right.
Well, I did the 18 Estate, the black and white label.
Okay. Well, we fast forward to, this is actually
the 18
the end of our 18, but
Napa.
we're about to release the 19.
I see. Lots of blueberry, cherry, blackcurrant.
All the dark red fruits.
It's a mixture of basically both sides of the red and black fruit. And oak is really minimal in the background. It's lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm 2 for 2. Maybe I should stop now. Well, this is going to be a step back in time. You said you had the 18 estate. This is the 17 estate.
I found this 18 estate very dense and more on the blackberry side than the red berry. I think
That's a function again of
Yeah.
mountain grown vineyard. I'd like to say we're sacrificing quantity for quality.
Yeah.
Typically, we track about 50% of what any self-respecting grower on the valley floor would expect to get in terms of tonnage. So, smaller berries and a greater concentration of flavor. It's all about just the juice to skin ratio. And imagine that with a ribeye or a bone-in fillet. So, I think it would stand up to pretty much anything you'd serve.
Yep. Definitely more blackberry, definitely more blueberry than it is on the red.
I would typically associate like raspberry with our
A little bit of
Zinfandel,
red,
but with Zinfandel.
Yeah.
As a gauge of where you expect to see the red fruit.
I see.
Yeah.
But still beautiful, long lasting.
you.
A little bit more tannic compared to the last one. And to me, I love that heavy tannin wines, like Nebbiolo, for example. So I love Nebbiolo and Barolus and stuff. So, and when I see a lot of Napa vineyards doing extra malolactic, that tannin just kind of disappears and I'm
Dissipates.
like, yeah, and then I think it just loses the structure.
Yeah, you have to be careful though with mountain fruit. You really have to be able to manage the tannin.
Yeah.
So we have some tricks, including aerating the wine occasionally, just to oxygenate it to soften the tannins. And sometimes we'll do an extended maceration post-fermentation that has a tendency to mute the tannins.
I love the purity of the grape. It's because compared to other vineyards, I find it's more about the winemaker's view on what wine is versus what the really grape is. I think there's been that lot of going back and forth on it, but to me, I've always loved just the pure grape, just how the fruit tastes.
That expression.
And I get that 100% through this wine, and that's what I love about it.
Well, drum roll, last but not least, our last one is, we call it Papa's Knoll as a tribute to my dad on the wall. The grandfather of 9 children, now I have that moniker, I'm now Papa, but as I said, this is site specific. You guys really should stop at my parents' house, there's nobody there at this point, but that's the view from my parents' house.
Oh.
So to identify, this is Cabernet in the foreground, but as you look out from my parents' house, you'll see an old vineyard I planted in 1972 that stair steps up a little hillside, and that's Papa's Knoll.
Ah.
So these vines now are 50 years old. All right, so this is in the darkest of the 3 cabs. Again, the berries at this point are about the size of blueberries. So.
Oh, they're tiny then. A little more floral characters, cassis. Wow.
And it's got some legs. I mean, it'll go the distance. It's probably going to be better in about 5 years.
Me, I'm not sure if I have patience to wait all that. To me, it already drinks beautiful.
It's an attractive nuisance, I know. But I think most California wines are styled or built to be, I shouldn't say short term, but...
about medium.
Yeah, I would
short,
say,
medium.
yeah. I mean, we have to debunk the myth that older is necessarily better, except in my case. So
it's lovely.
3 to 5 years, I mean, it will just probably be at its prime.
It's lovely.
Well, that's it.
Perfect.
Any other questions?
Do you have any?
My favorite color is blue. Music, long walks on the beach, puppies make me cry.
So before I wrap up, I want to ask you one more question. Your son, is he planning to take full ownership and operation?
So yeah, there's no problem with succession. We will continue to.
Well, that is awesome because I think Napa Valley prestige vineyards are starting to go into that,
that issue.
Corporation
right,
purchasing.
because of succession issues.
Yeah, and then I understand from per each individual's perspective, but also it's also saddened from drinker's point of view that, you know,
The corporatization of
yeah,
of the
you
California
might not
industry.
get that same level of quality and winemaking style that
And the
you expect
corporations
from
get their hands on, they
vineyard.
have a tendency to commoditize things, and so yeah, and that's unfortunate. But yeah, no, we're here for the duration.
Awesome. That's great to hear. At least I know I'll get to love and enjoy Buehler until my lifetime, until their succession.
Yeah, well, thanks for spreading
Yeah.
the word too, and being an advocate of Buehler. I really appreciate that.
Everyone, that's been John and June, Wine Verdict. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
All the
much.
best to you.
It's been amazing. So that was a tasting. What do you guys think? Now, I was told by John that the vineyard is still going to be operated within the Buehler family. It's not going to get corporatized or anything. So I'm very happy with that because I can enjoy their wine for the next 10, 20, 30 years upcoming and still expect the same level of purity and high standards and quality that I expect from Buehler. So kudos to them. Another key thing to note is that their wines are very affordable. It averagely around $50 per bottle. That is very affordable compared to other vineyards that easily charges $100, $150, even $200 per bottle. So for $50, you can enjoy a lovely Napa Valley wine with amazing purity of the grapes, with minimal winemaking, with minimal oak, with minimal manipulation. So all you're gonna taste is the lovely grapes, not the winemaking. They prefer quality over quantity, and you're gonna taste them straight from the bottle. So I encourage you to try them a bottle. I think their newest release and their highest tier, the Papa's Knoll, is about under $80, and their Estate series is about $50 or under, and their Napa Valley wine is about $40 and under. So they're all extremely affordable compared to other vineyards that charges $100, $150, $200. So I encourage you to get them, try them, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you like the wine a lot, think about visiting the Buehler right here in Napa Valley. Now, the key is you have to go to their website, you have to make an arrangement. They don't do any walk-ins. As of right now, it's appointments only. So give them an email, give them a phone call, and maybe arrange a tour if you guys want to try and see this lovely 300 acres of lovely vineyard yourself. I'm pretty sure you guys heard the roosters. Oh, there you go, right next to me. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and big thanks to Buehler family, and I will see you guys in the next video.